Okay, so that was my January 25th, 25th entry for January. Um, and my prompt this time was a lovely drawing or watercolor, perhaps, of a cicada. Hence the cicada theme here. And thought, well, okay, that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and go all in. And I decided to make it kind of a sound design heavy. It actually ended up being fairly more musical than maybe I thought it would, but I decided to take a sound design heavy direction. If we ended up in soundscape territory, so be it. And I started with this recording here of a cicada that is from my house. It's actually the same. Turn off all these effects. It's the same recording of cicadas that were used in my track Spirit in Every Hill and a Monster in Every Lake. So, fun trivia. And then I took a piece of that same sample, or possibly one that I recorded in the same session but didn't use. That's the one that I just played was the one that I actually used in that other track. It's the best recording of the three. That's why I decided to base this stuff off it as well. But I experimented with using some of those other ones, like in Granulator. I think I actually ended up with the same sample in Granulator. No, maybe not. This is actually... Yeah, this is an alternate one that I recorded. And I use that for Granulator. That sounds like this. Almost a human voice-like effect. Got a chorus and tube effects, just some different effects to make it sound sweet. Did the thing where I make a wavetable out of one of the samples. Again, oh yeah, I used the other alt sample. So I had the one that I had actually used in that track, and then two alts that I recorded that same day in the same location near my house where I lived at the time, that weren't as good as the one, and those got used in this in different regards here. So the B alt is the wavetable here, and it sounds like. Kind of a almost, that's synth bass obviously, but almost quasi, electric bass. It's in the neighborhood, and that's also it's cicadas all the way down, right? And then finally, this is me singing some nonsense about cicadas. This isn't gonna work, is it? No, it'll work, right? There you go. So yeah, singing some nonsense about cicadas. Cicada. And I'm running that you get the idea. Running that through a vocoder, and I'll show you what the carrier is here in a second. And then channel strip and Eventide. I use this H3000 a lot, and it's my newest like plug-in toy, so I use it on a lot of stuff. This micro pitch shift is actually a very mild program, and it really just sort of widens everything and makes it sound kind of more musical. Really, is what it does. It's nice. It's nice. And then there's a flanger on there to sort of enhance the sort of like chittery effects, and just a saturator to bring it all together. And the thing that is modulating or it's being the carrier for the vocoder there is this track, or this sample, that is from one of my sample packs and I've used it a bunch over the years. The sample is old. It is not cicadas as far as I remember, but it sort of reminded me of it, and so I decided it was the last thing I think that I brought in, basically, well, besides singing. And I needed a carrier for the vocoder, and I wanted something that put me in the mind. I tried it with the cicada samples, and they didn't really quite work. They weren't dynamic enough. It just basically kind of almost was like a weird noise. I could have done it just to stay true, but I was more interested in making something interesting, making something authentic. I mean, authentic, what does that even mean? So I mixed it up, brought that in, sort of cicada inspired, and then that's it. That's the track. It's very lightly mixed and whatever, through a limiter at the end, and that's pretty much it. And yep, that's number 25 of these, and we are on to number 26 tomorrow. See you then. Like and subscribe. Yada yada. Bye.